I turn around and I'm like, Alexis and Trent. Before I can even get out the ending of my sentence, I turn around and this is Trenton and Alexis. Trenton and Alexis were full on making out right behind me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidi and today I'm going to be doing a story time on the time that my best friend stole my high school crush. Now this story was, well, at the time I was really sad and heartbroken or whatever, but at the end of the day that was like 6 or 7 years ago, so whatever. I was a freshman in high school. Freshman, sophomore, so long ago that who even cares anymore. Me and the girl were still friends till this day. Obviously not as close as we were back then, but we keep in contact and I love her very much. But I just always thought this story was kind of interesting or whatever, so I decided to do it as my first story time. Anyways, before we get into the story, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. So this story starts back in the summer before 9th grade. I had just hit puberty and just started like finding interest in boys and all of that, and also just going into high school, you know, you and your friends would just be talking about like, ooh, there's about to be high school boys, they're gonna be cute, they're gonna be tall, they're gonna have facial hair, they're gonna be mature, they're gonna be all this amazing stuff. So at this point I was in this mindset like, I'm about to find me a man, like I'm going to get a man, I'm gonna have a boyfriend, I'm gonna meet him the first day of high school, and then we're gonna date and be high school sweethearts and get married and whatever, or so I thought. Now my friend Alexis, which is the best friend, she had always taken a liking to boys. She had always been like one of those girls that are really like flirtatious and like likes to like play with boys and like doing out with boys. I think it's because she's very close to her dad and then she like has a lot of brothers, so she just always felt comfortable with guys. And I always used to be the friend that's like, oh my gosh, like why do you care about boys so much? Why do you think so-and-so's so cute? Like leave these guys alone, like whatever. That's how I was like in middle school or whatever. So now that we were going into high school, obviously my mindset had changed and Alexis was all in favor of it because she wanted me to be just as like into boys as she was. So moving on, Alexis was gonna be going to a different high school than she ended up going, being like on the splitting line or whatever, and so she had to go to the other high school. I had to go to the other high school. It was so traumatizing. We were so sad, but at the end of the day we were gonna be fine. It's cool, whatever. So she was going to go to a different high school. Now back to me. I, you know, was on Facebook all through the summer looking to add people that were going to be going to my high school. I added a bunch of like older people, a bunch of just people that I knew were going to be going to the high school that I was going to, just whatever. And in that, of course, I saw some cute guys or whatever, but a particular one stood out to me. And for the sake of this video, his name is going to be Trenton. Now, Trenton, I went ahead and added him. I'm the one that added him. And, so I added him. He immediately, you know, added me back. Whatever you do on Facebook, I don't even remember. But he added me back. Then he proceeded to IM me. This is when they used to have the little IM messenger underneath the little Facebook thing, so you could like instant message each other and, you know, talk or whatever. So we began, that is where we began our little flirtationship. Like we would just basically be talking back and forth on IM, and just, you know, we came to find out that we had a lot in common. We were both Nigerian, both of our dads were pastors, and we just both shared like this sarcastic like way of talking. I don't know, like I love when people are like that, so because I'm like that too. But so, you know, we ended up connecting or whatever. We ended up getting each other's number and we began like talking on the phone and, you know, trying to meet up and all this stuff, you know. So, fast forward to the beginning of freshman year. At this point, we'd already hung out like once, and I had hung out with him and his cousin, Bill. Let's just call his cousin Bill. So Bill, Trenton, and Alexis again. Anyways, so Bill was his older cousin, and Bill was real cool. You know, him and Trenton are like conjoined at the hip. They're even like that till now or whatever. Like they do everything together. So I had grown to like love them as a whatever. Like we were just all friends, whatever. So me and Trenton began our little high school relationship, whatever you want to call it. he was for me and I was for him, and everybody knew that. You know, me being the freshman, of course his like older friends wanted to like swoop me up from him, like they wanted to try to get me to talk to them instead of him. But I stayed faithful to Trenton because I really liked him. And I mean, mind you, he wasn't even all that. He wasn't even the cutest out of his group. He was short. He just wasn't all that. So it's not, I don't know. I don't know what made me like him so much. It's just, I don't know. I guess because we had started before school started and now school is here. It's like, I'm not just going to abandon him, you know? And at this point, as the school year's progressing, we managed to like always write on each other's walls. He would always write stuff like, "You're so beautiful," like on my Facebook wall or whatever. Like he would just write, like I still have a lot of screenshots from it because I use Time Hop. So with Time Hop, it like shows you all the messages from like the past or whatever. Anyways, it shows you all the like stuff that you've posted on all your social media from the past. And so I still see those time hops from Facebook up until this very day. And he would just write all this like cute stuff on my wall. I mean, I would write stuff on his wall too. And then at some point we'd even gotten married on Facebook. So, you know, we had our little relationship or whatever you want to call it. And I was happy in it. Everything was good. Then came something that would forever change our relationship. He basically got grounded. Like, this is like, let's say when basketball season started. So I think that's like October, November time. I think, is that when basketball starts? Am I tripping? Basketball starts like December or January. I don't know. But whenever basketball season started, he had gotten his phone taken up because he had gotten in trouble for doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. So we had kind of lost contact. Now, I didn't see it as anything because I felt like we still see each other at school. We still like live near each other. It's not like there's no way to keep in contact. So we still managed to somewhat keep in contact, but it obviously wasn't like before. And he had his phone taken up for like 2 months. So that was a long time, you know? And I was just still like waiting for him. Like I just wanted to like see where we could go with that because I still really liked him or whatever. So he eventually got his phone back 2 months later, like a month and a half later. And so I wanted to like go back to like our original relationship, like texting and talking all the time and all this stuff. But something was off. Like he wasn't texting me every day. He never wanted to like talk on the phone, nor did he want to like hang out or do anything like we used to do. He would just kind of be short here and there. Mind you, this whole time we're still married on Facebook, so it's not like we're not still connected in some way. So whatever, that's fine, cool. I was still just being naive and being like, okay, well, I don't get it. And of course at this time Alexis did know all that was going on with me and him. And I even remember talking to her about it one time and she was like, girl, you know, guys, they just lose interest sometimes. Like it's really nothing. Like he probably, like it's probably nothing or whatever. Let's fast forward to track season. Now I ran track, Trenton ran track, Bill, the cousin, ran track, and so did Alexis. But Alexis ran, of course, for her school, you know, her high school. So then came the day of the track meet that was going to be held at my school. Obviously, Alexis' school would also be running in that track meet, or they were helping us host the track meet as well. So she was going to be there. I think somewhere between basketball season and track season, I had found out that Alexis and Trenton began some type of friendship because Alexis, that was, you know, she was with her older brother, and her older brother happens to be the same age as Trenton's older cousin, Bill. And so Bill, I almost said her name. Okay. Bill and Alexis's older brother were best friends. So there had been a day that Alexis has been out with her older brother and Bill, and then Trenton happened to come along. So then Trenton and Alexis managed to meet each other and they became friends, all because of his older cousin and her older brother. So blah, whatever. That's how they became friends. And she had let me know this. I was just like, oh, that's cool, like whatever. Then at some point, like she had told me, like she would be like, oh my gosh, Trenton said blah blah blah, like oh my gosh, Trenton, like, and at this point I'm just like, I don't care because I know my friend Alexis, she's just friendly. Like there's no one she wouldn't have a conversation with. It's like even the weirdest guy on the street, she'd find a way to be friends with them. So I didn't look too far into that, and I just assumed like if they were talking about anything like serious or whatever, it would kind of have to do with me because she's my best friend and he was my lover. So anyways, but Yeah. So I didn't really think too much of it. I'm like, yeah, they're friends. That's cool. Even better, we could be like 3 best friends or whatever. Like, I'll be the one that's dating Trenton and you'll just be the third wheel or something, you know, whatever. Or so I thought. So we get to the track meet that's being held by my school. And it's me, Trenton, and Alexis. Mind you, before this track meet came, I already had this mindset from what these upperclassmen had told me that like you're supposed to get your crush and y'all two are supposed to like cuddle under the blankets because track season is very cold or whatever. It gets cold out, so you're supposed to bring your blanket and you and your, you know, little crush are supposed to cuddle up under the blankets. And I thought that was gonna be me and Trenton, but it was not me and Trenton. It ended up being me, Trenton, and Alexis all being like all staying together the whole time. So there were no blankets involved, no Lettermans involved. We were just sitting there in the cold, whatever. So, you know, I'm still in my little mindset like, yeah, like Trenton, like this is still something. Like I was so oblivious when I look back. But anyways, so Trenton and Alexis, while we were all sitting there, I had this weird feeling like they were being overly flirtatious. Now, I still thought nothing of it because I'm like, this is my friend, my best friend, not just my friend, my best friend, and this is the guy that I'm married to on Facebook that I happen to really like, that I've been talking to ever since like 7 months before. So I didn't really think anything of it, but of course I was getting kind of like irked a little bit, like I was kind of annoyed. So the end of the track meet comes and Trenton says that he needs a ride home and he's like looking for a ride home. So me and Alexis are like, oh, Alexis' mom is about to pick us up. You live near me, so Alexis' mom could probably drop you off on the way or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, bad. Like, cool, I'll just ride with y'all. Cool, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, cool, okay, cool. Me and Trenton probably sit in the back, just here and whatever. Maybe we'll hold hands in the back or do something, you know. This is 9th grade. I wasn't thinking nothing crazy. I was just like, yeah, maybe we can like, you know. So that didn't happen because this is when the moment of truth hit. Alexis' mom calls Alexis and says, I'm out front, like I'm about to come get y'all, like, or I'm here to come get y'all, come outside or whatever. Now she's outside of the stadium, that is. Now I'm still in my kind of annoyed mood because Trenton and Alexis are just still like being flirtatious. And mind you, Trenton is also a pretty flirtatious guy, but I mean, you know, some guys, like they're like, most guys are just gonna be flirtatious anyway, so I didn't really look into it that hard, but he's already like a flirtatious guy himself. So them two together, I just didn't like it. It's like, I did not like that. But I was like, let me just get through this track meet, and at the end of it, I won't even have nothing to worry about, so it'll be fine. Essentially, we ended up, as we started walking to the car, Alexis and Trenton were back there joking and laughing and playing and doing all this stuff. So I was getting annoyed. I was just like, I'm just gonna speed walk up to this car. I don't even care. So every 5 seconds, I would be like, Trenton, Alexis, come on. Like, your mom, Alexis' mom is waiting. I walk a little bit, you know, speed walk a little bit. Then I'll be like, Trenton, Alexis, mom is waiting. Let us go. Now speed walking. Then I get a little bit closer to, you know, the front or whatever. Like I get a little bit closer to where the car actually is. So this is my 3rd and final time telling these people to hurry up and stop jacking around behind me. I turn around and I'm like, Alexis and Trent. Before I can even get out the ending of my sentence, I turn around and this is Trenton and Alexis. Trenton and Alexis were full on making out right behind me. What? I was so like, there was like a fire burning in my chest. I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this is a joke. So I turned back around, and if you know me, you know this is exactly what I did. I walked up, you know, I walked up on them and I grabbed Trenton like this and like kind of like, I mean, they already knew I was up close at that point, but I was kind of like, are you serious? What are y'all doing? Alexis looks at me, well, Chidi, well, we're kind of dating now, like, we're together. So I didn't say a word. I turned my black around and proceeded to walk to her mom's car, because I was still gonna get my ride. I was like, it's cool, it's whatever, take me home, it's a wrap, like, this is done. So I hop up in the whip, and her mom dropped, no one, it's silent in the car, mind you. No one has, they'd be stupid to even open their mouth and say a word. Mind you, Trenton has not said a word this whole time, so Trenton's mute. Like, they dropped Trent off, they dropped me off, it's cool, it's whatever. But then the minute I walk into my house, I bursted out crying because I was really sad. And honestly, if you know me, I'm emotional, especially about stuff like that. Like, betrayal, like, things like that don't sit well with me. You're not just gonna do that. So yeah, like, I burst out crying. I was very upset. I didn't like that my best friend would do that, and the fact that neither of them could tell me, with the fact that, for one, me and Trenton are literally married on Facebook, and everybody at my school thinks that we're dating, and we damn near were. But my best friend, who knows most about that whole situation, is literally dating him behind my back. And for the fact that, it's like, if I was dating a guy, I would not be comfortable with him being married to somebody, much less my best friend, on Facebook for all to see. So anyways, I was very upset about it. As I'm crying, wiping my little tears, whatever, I'm sad, whatever. I keep almost saying her name, but Alexis texts me and she's like, Chini, like, are you mad at me? Am I mad? Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm very mad. Like, what do you mean, am I mad? I'm very upset. You just, like, I can't believe you. I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe he would do this. Like, y'all are dead to me. Whatever. Dead. Whatever. Or however I would have said it in my 9th grade self. But I basically said, like, I'm done with that situation or whatever. So basically she calls me and we talk it out. Dumb old me. I, forgive her, and I'm just kind of like, well, if y'all want to date, I understand. I mean, me and him, we weren't even that serious to begin with. Obviously, like, the history of it, but at the end of the day, I don't really care, because I'm not one to trip. I'm not just gonna, like, sit there and be mad, especially, it's not like this was my husband or nothing crazy. It's like, it was really the first guy that I really liked, and I didn't even know. I'm like, is this normal? Like, maybe this is what people do? Like, I don't know. So eventually, I got over it. But let's just say, long story short, they dated for a long time. That was like February or March. I think that was March time, before spring break, yes. And they had dated all the way until like the beginning of sophomore year. So that was until like, I want to say like October. It was right before my birthday, because my birthday is November 5th. So it was right before my birthday when they broke up. And let's just say it had been a couple months worth of, let's say Alexis will call me and say, hey, Chidi, I'm coming to spend the night. She'd come over and then be like, let's go hang out with, I said his name. Okay. She'd call me and be like, let's go hang out with Trent. Let's go hang out with Trenton, like, whatever. And I would go, dumb me. I would go and be third wheeling, and I'd be so sad. Like, literally my little heart would just be breaking on the inside, and I would just be watching them kiss, and they would kiss in front of me, like, as if the first time wasn't enough. Like, what? So, that would happen. Then she would come over to my house and just be on the phone with him all day, all night long. So eventually I like Facebook posted her and said, I low-key don't like when one of my friends comes to my house anymore. And she found out it was about her. She got mad and she stopped coming to my house up until October when they broke up. Then she started hitting my line and basically apologizing, saying that she saw how she was wrong. Like, looking back, she could see like how I would be so upset and why it made me so sad and all this stuff. So we eventually became back friends, and then later on, at the end of sophomore year, she moved to another state. So, I mean, we still tried to keep in contact and spend a lot of time with each other, but I will say that, I mean, I forgive and I forget pretty easily. So it's like, I've never brought it up again, but it's like, I've never completely forgotten it, but it doesn't like make me feel any type of way towards her or whatever. But hey, what do y'all think I should have done? Because at the end of the day, I handled it the way that my 9th grade self would have handled it. Maybe today I wouldn't be so forgiving because, you know, that's like, come on, like, that's kind of icky. Like, don't do that, okay? Like, you're my best friend. At least not my best friend. Like, if you're gonna be my best friend, be my best friend. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that story. It ended up being much longer than I expected. It's saying like 21 minutes. I'm gonna have to find a way to cut this down. But yeah, that was my story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to thumbs up this video and let me know if y'all would like me to do more story times. That's just like a tip of the iceberg. Like, I have much more deep story times that I could tell, but I just want to, you know, do something a little sweet and cute for right now, and then we'll get to the bigger stuff much later on. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching and subscribe. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm 21. I'm talking to home. Hey, my nigga, watch right here in the cut. Hey, hold on, hey, right?
La. I just pulled off the line. 2 foreign bitches with me, so it's only right I let my top drop down.